The human condition. We're continuing the study of the letter to the Romans, and after taking an overview and then looking at the controversy and the issue at stake, we're now focusing on the first 3 chapters where Paul starts building his argument.
All have sinned. This is the short but sad diagnosis of the Bible of what human nature is. This appears also to be the building block that Paul establishes right from the beginning when he writes the letter to the Romans.
Yes, so just after his introduction, where Paul talks about his mission as an apostle and his desire to visit the church in Rome, to spend some time and to encourage each other in their faith, Paul starts an expose that sounds a bit complicated. He basically starts from how people ignore God, how this led to degradation. He goes through how this complicated our relationships, through our quest for salvation. And in chapter 3, he makes a statement that there is no one righteous, not even one. Paul takes a dive looking into our human condition.
Is it hopeless, our human condition? Are we doomed the way we are? No, definitely not. Paul brings a message that reveals that the power of God is able to bring change and recovery. And this power, he says, is found in the gospel. And that's why he is not ashamed of the gospel, going around and preaching about it.
Okay, this takes us a little bit back in the text, but the lesson does this too, and it focuses for a moment at the last passage from the introduction of Paul, where he talks about the gospel and identifies 3 key words which meaning we'll be developing through this study. They are gospel, the good news about the Messiah, righteousness, the righteousness of God, and the lesson formulates it as the righteousness provided by God. And the 3rd key term is faith. So gospel, righteousness, faith. These are the 3 key terms that are in the center, the focus of this study. And even if you think that you know them, be prepared to shake your understandings and to enrich them through the study. So, back to the human condition.
Do you believe that you are sinful? Do you see yourself as imperfect, insufficient? You might think that this is a little bit of a stupid question, but many people don't see themselves as such. And this is just the beginning for them feeling superior than others. And later on, more entitled than others. And at some point, they grow to be abusive toward others and hurtful toward others. So, do you really believe that you are sinful? And where does that lead you?
There are good people. There is good in people, and there are moments where, as we say, that restore our faith in humanity. When people are ready to sacrifice themselves to serve and protect. But the issue is different. Where is this goodness coming from? Is it natural to us? In the last century, the belief was that humanity progresses and that we could build and educate higher morality. That with science and technology, we will improve and perfect ourselves. It didn't turn quite this way, because there were wrong presumptions.
Interesting question is, how do I realize that I am sinful? Is it when I compare myself with people around me that screams how sinful I am? Definitely not. Just the opposite. I see myself better than the others. So only when I look at God, pure, righteous, and perfect God, then and only then I can comprehend how filthy my clothes are. So Paul points out very graphically the sins and the extent of sinfulness that the Gentiles have reached in the 1st chapter of Romans. But in the 2nd chapter, from verse 1 to 24, he shifts his focus on the Jews who, even seemingly being in a better state, do share the same sin-corrupted nature as the Gentiles.
One had the law, the others didn't. One knew about the character of God, the others didn't. But they were all the same. We're all the same, insufficient and incapable to foster real good.
Once we realize that we're sinners, God's appeal is for repentance, change of conduct motivated by deep sorrow of our wrongdoing.
Repentance is an amazing moment. This is a response to God's love, care, and goodness as our heart opens for Him. This is an amazing transformation, which is a gift from God. We have a lot to learn about it, so join us next week for the lesson Justification by Faith.